Okay, so this is my film review for UK film review for the horror film The People in the Walls, or it may just be known as People in the Walls. But it's written by Gerald Crum and directed by Michael Crum, and it stars McKenna Smith as a character called Rachel, who goes through a traumatizing experience as a child. Her and her friend look at this viral craze of inviting the people in the walls to come out, and lo and behold, it does. And unfortunately, her friend experiences quite a gruesome death. And her family then move. They go to a new place and try and sort of get out of that horrible experience. But the damage has kind of been done to Rachel. She's very much afraid of the people in the walls, and she meets a couple of new people, new friends, who she then decides to team up with to try and take on these monsters. So that's kind of the setup, and as you can kind of already tell, it's got a sort of Stranger Things kind of vibe to it. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. There's people in the walls, sort of suggest that there's another world. There's a hidden sort of place where these dark and nightmarish things happen, and yeah, this sort of ragtag team of average children decide to sort of take it upon themselves to try and fight them, and also hope to get back their loved ones, because what happens is we realise that these people in the walls have taken people, and they start to also target Rachel's family and other people around the place. So what's quite good about People in the Walls and the Crumbs as filmmakers is getting the right balance. So when we have child protagonists in a horror setting, it can often be very disjointing for an audience member, especially adults, who are watching this kind of going, is this light? Is this not? Is this meant to be dark? Is this meant to be scary? And what they've done really well is create a film that is scary. It does have lots of jump scares. I mean, characters just rock up behind people and stuff. It sort of gets you on edge. The monsters are really terrifying. This is not a film for kids. This is a proper horror film. The kid actors, I mean, McKenna Smith is great. I think she does really well as that lead role, because that is a difficult character to play. But some of the other characters, when she's interacting with the children, some of the lines aren't great. And I'm always, I've got kids. I understand it's difficult to elicit fantastic performances from children. But I think it's the scenes with her mum and dad that are a lot stronger. Played by Cassie Colvin and Donnie Boaz. Those scenes are a lot more sort of professionally delivered, and it feels like things that you want to see in your horror movies. But there is a really good chemistry though between the kids, and it much like Stranger Things, it does kind of get you almost thinking back to your childhood, being scared of the sort of monsters that you think are lurking in your own home. And I think that's what audiences are going to connect with, because those are enduring themes. That feeling of being like, even where I'm meant to feel safest, perhaps there is something evil or dark lurking, especially at nighttime. And yeah, that makes it a very powerful film, strong film. The score is really good. I'm always looking out for that when I'm watching a horror film, because you remove the music and remove the sound and the effects and things, and you can be left with a very flat film. And with this, you would be if you took away that. So yeah, hats off to the sound in this movie. I thought that was excellent. As is a lot of the filmmaking. It's very strong. It's not baggy. Everything kind of needs to be there. There's lots of strong sequences and scary bits, and I like horror films, so I wouldn't say it's like my favorite genre, but when I see a good one like this, I do enjoy it. And I think people that are big fans of horror films will definitely enjoy People in the Walls. So yeah, seek it out if you can. The film is kind of broken into chapters, and I wondered if maybe they were thinking about doing a series with it initially, or at least leaving that door open. But what kind of works quite well is the chapters make it feel a bit like a horror story, almost like a Goosebumps sort of story, and that tied in with this idea of the sort of adult and the childhood worlds kind of combining. So I thought that worked really well, and it made it feel also you were going on this journey, and you knew kind of, oh wait, this is escalating now, from what was already quite an intense opening section with the friend Becca, right the way to the end where, yeah, won't spoil it, but it's really worth staying on that journey. Yeah, the other part I just wanted to highlight was the use of darkness. And obviously, it's key within horror films to sort of not show everything, unless it's a film like Midsommar or something. But there's a few scenes where the sort of the back of the room is dark and stuff gets kind of dragged out, and yeah, genuinely terrifying. That was really well done, brilliant use, and again, the sound kind of also enhanced that. So those are the sort of scenes that really stood out to me. As well as the characters, they're really well sketched. Really, there's a scene with the dad and Rachel that was really strong. I can't really go into much about it because it kind of give away things, but yeah, it's at the dinner table, and that I think was the most memorable scene of the whole movie. Really stood out. Great performance from both in that scene. So yeah, the film's called People in the Walls. Yeah, I don't believe it's currently on release. It's from MGI Films, and I say it's directed by Michael Crum, and written by Gerald Crum. So yeah, congrats to the team and the crew. Fabulous job. And yeah, this has been a UK Film Review, and hope to see you again next time.